Counting down the days, the future feels so distant. A lot of things have changed, and few have been resistant.
All right, and we're live. There we go. Apologies for being late. We are about like 12 minutes late. Hit me up in the chat if you can see me and hear me okay. Oh, just it takes longer to set up than I every time. I'm surprised by how long it takes to set up. Turn everything on, make sure things are working fine, which is usually not the case. There's something that's not working. I've got to fix some stuff. But can everyone hear me okay? See me okay? Hello, Master J. Hello, Shirley. Hey, Luke. Hey, NetBroker. Hey, Marcus. Wicked. All right. How's your weekend been? Mine's been pretty cool, man. It's Monday. It's the start of the week, and that means we've got today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday together on the centralists. So where can I start? We are going to look at Bitcoin because there's some really interesting stuff that's happened over the weekend, and we can take a look at that. We can deep dive into that. Shirley says we can. Okay, Shirley, you're the sound engineer for today. All right. I'm nominating you sound engineer for the day. So we're going to look at Bitcoin to see what's been going on over the weekend, and as the title of this stream hints at, suggests. Well, no, not hints at, suggests. Questions: is this the top that I've been anticipating? It's funny, man. Like this move up, I see a lot of crypto influencers, people talking about how there's all these great signs that the bull market is in. We had that massive drop after the Silicon Valley Bank crash, and then the immediate whip back up. And that whip back up is a lot of influencers are saying that's people's sort of rejection of the traditional banks coming into crypto. And as you guys might know, I'm not a fundamentalist when it comes to this kind of stuff. I just stick with the technical, and I just don't think that way. And the technicals are still showing me that we're due a huge drop. But what do I know? I'm just one person with one brain. But we're going to take a look at it and see what we can ascertain from the price action. But I'm looking for a short, man. I'm looking for a short. So I don't know how much you've been looking at my messages inside the network, but let me see, where can I start? So I think, man, with all the stuff I've got to do, I don't think it's gonna be possible to start this week, but probably from next Monday onwards, probably I'm going to be starting. Oh, hey Tony, hey Paul. Crypto for the rest of us. That's a very long name. I'm going to call you Crypto, Mr. Crypto. So probably from next week onwards, I'm going to be starting a hedge fund, which will exist on a spreadsheet inside KuCoin. It's not a real actual hedge fund, but it's kind of like a makeshift hedge fund. Before, eventually there will be a hedge fund in the future. That's one of my ambitions, but expensive to set up like an actual hedge fund. So we're gonna set that up, which is very quick if it's just a spreadsheet hedge fund. And then once again, I've been doing so much organizing today, and so much for some of you who are like naturally more organized, this will be like a no-brainer. But for someone like me who is just like very kind of scatterbrained, which I, without trying to sound all like wanky, it seems to be something that highly creative people tend to be. Like, you saw the state of the studio right now. It's chaos. There's just mess everywhere. I will clean it up, but I just feel I thrive in chaos. And maybe this is why I'm attracted to crypto and financial markets. I'm totally okay with chaos. But when it comes to getting shit done, right, there's loads of things that I want to do. There's, as you guys know, who are in the Founders Club, big visions. That isn't, you can't achieve that just kind of having no structure and no plan to your day. So I've been getting, over the last, really since I've arrived here in Warsaw, I've been getting really organized, really tight schedule. Waking up early. I'm back in the gym now, which is amazing. I'm just trying to get more balance across the board, because it all affects everything, right? Because I haven't been in the gym for like 2 years because I got ill and everything just fell apart. And now I'm back in the gym every morning. It just frames the entire day as like, so your health impacts your productivity, and it impacts your mindset, and it's everything interacts with each other. It's like and for someone like me, who my natural tendency, if I don't really think about it, I will just laser focus on one thing, and I'll think, no, forget health, forget friends, forget this, forget that. I'll wait till I've, whatever the goal is. And it's not good. It's not healthy. It's not the way things should be done. It is important to, I think, like, the idea of balance can be it can be taken too far. Look, if you've got big dreams, like, you've got to be out of balance. You've got to like just focus on that dream, you know. And then your friends are saying, "Hey, come to the club," or your friends are saying, "Come to this." Like, you're like, "Oh, I'll live a balanced life. I'll go." Like, no. If you've got like big dreams, you have to make sacrifices. So I don't believe in the whole kind of, you know, if you want to achieve things that others aren't willing to make sacrifices for, you won't excel past them, and you won't be able to achieve things that people who aren't willing to make sacrifices. You won't be able to achieve things that they won't be able to achieve. So, but you have to find some balance. You can't let your health fall apart. You have to stay connected with your friends, because that's how you get your maintain mental health and a sense of connection and belonging and stuff. So I'm like preaching to myself, like, how, you know, I will very easily ignore everything and focus on one thing. So it was great that I'm back in the gym, and just getting very organized with how I'm structuring my day, how I'm going to be achieving all the things that I want to be achieving with the King Silver Academy, with my trading. And that brings me full circle. So from probably next Monday onwards, we'll see how the schedule goes. I'm going to be trading every single day, and just like literally like a time slot. You know, like, this is how organized I have to be. A time slot, well, Monday to Friday, there'll be like 2 hours or whatever I've allocated every single day. And once I've got just the routine of it, right, it's all kind of dialed in, then I'll be recording it all. And Shaman, one of my student coaches, he'll be attending a few of them, or some of them, or all of them. And yeah, we'll be just doing it all live, all of it, whole thing, analysis, trading, journaling. And that'll go inside a members area somewhere that all of the founders you get free access to. And then yeah, and then we'll have even more stuff to talk about on these streams. I'll be like, right, here's a trade that I did today, or here's what I was looking at today, rather than just like busy, and then we jump on together and we look at charts like for the first time in, you know, that day, which has its value. But yeah, that'll be really, really cool to you guys to see. Hey Esther, hey Scott. Oh, Scott, it's Scott. Oh, you had I switched my name from Crypto. Yeah, Crypto for the rest of us. Okay, Scott. Yeah, Scott's easier to say. So, okay, that's that. What else do I need to update you guys with? For those of you who didn't see them, I wrote like a long message in the network. So in case you didn't see it, I'll give you a quick summary. We're going to be tomorrow. I'm going to be switching the network over from. It's currently on lions.kingsilver.com. It's going to be over on kingsilver.network. So the Kingsilver network is going to be on kingsilver.network. And it's going to redirect. So lions.kingsilver.com will redirect to kingsilver.network. And also kingsilver.net will also redirect to Kingsilver network. And that's why if I switch screens here. So, if I switch here, you can see at the top right, it says, you know, join the community, kingsilver.net, and that's just because .net is quick, you know, it takes up less space to write, so it fits in a nice box, kingsilver.net, but it will forward to kingsilver.network. So I did a poll, and I think Kingsilver Network was the most popular one, but it kind of makes sense, right? The Kingsilver Network is on kingsilver.network. It is exactly what it says in the tin. So that's cool. That's gonna happen tomorrow. So if you go to lions.kingsilver.com and it's not working, the redirect probably hasn't just isn't working yet. So just remember, go to kingsilver.network. And I'm also, again, part of my schedule, I'll be allocating time, I think not every morning, but maybe like Tuesdays and Thursdays or something, like a good hour in the morning to producing stuff to put inside the Kingsilver network. So news, commentary, or just kind of getting some stuff inside the Kingsilver network that can provide value to you guys, right? And yeah, and other stuff as well. So there's that. And the wave counting immersion course. I'm going to be breaking that course up into multiple courses. And if you want to know why, go into the network and you can see in the Lions Lounge, I did a long post about it. But I'm going to be breaking it down into like a foundation course, which will be approximately modules 1 to 4. Then all of the Elliott Wave stuff will be kind of the Elliott Wave, the wave counting immersion. Essentially, that's what that is. Then there'll be like a market geometry one, which will be modules, I think it's like 17 to 20, something like that, 18 to 20. Gonna add a few more onto there. And then there's going to be a dedicated order flow course. And as my knowledge deepens and grows over the months and years, I will continue to be adding these are all courses that will be inside the King Silver Academy. And because I'm never going to stop learning ever. And as I learn, I will be adding courses into the King Silver Academy. And then as I also partner with other people who have knowledge that I don't have and can never have, then we'll be creating courses with those experts and then putting that in the King Silver Academy as well. And I think that's the best thing to do. But if you want to understand the reasoning for that, go into the network, and I think it's a pretty good rationale. But the next module whether the next module I create is going to be on in the wave counting immersion course, or it's a new course, for you guys experientially, it will make no difference. It will be just in a different course, but I will still be producing modules that are the next thing that I think you guys need to be learning based on the journey that I've taken you on thus far. So from your side, it won't make any difference in terms of the trajectory, the journey that you're going on. But if you guys have any questions about that, feel free to ask me. So screen. I think that's it in terms of just like admin and stuff I need to kind of update you guys on. I think so. I think we can just dive into Bitcoin, I think. Okay. So in the message today, I said that I was going to create the Founders Club space today. I didn't get around to it, so I've added it onto my to-do list tomorrow. So tomorrow, for those of you who are founders, you're going to get an invite tomorrow to that private secret space, and then in there we can start discussing ideas and brainstorming for that NFT project that we launched the pre-mint for. What was it? God, was that like a couple of weeks ago? I think it was like 2 weeks ago now. So yeah, looking forward to getting back to that. So before I go into Bitcoin, is there any questions from anyone? Netbroker says, so to understand you from module 20 forwards, where are we going now? I'll let you guys know. Don't worry. I'll let you guys know. Right now, there is only, I haven't done it yet, but right now there's only wave counting immersion. That's the only thing. That's just one course. But I'll let you guys know. You're not going to be like in the dark. Once I'm producing the next module, let's say like my plan for the next module is going to be trade setups. Like the module is going to be all about trade setups, and I think that module would actually be perfect for the next module in the foundation course that I would cut off modules 1 to 4. So technically it might be module 5 in that original course, but I will tell you guys exactly where it is, and you'll get so there'll be no confusion. Marcus says splitting the course is a great idea. Yeah, I think it's like, I don't know if you guys want to hear this. I've wrote about it in the network, but a quick chat GPT summary is I suppose as a teacher, I wanted to create a course which was the best crypto trading course that could ever exist. Like the idea was the crypto course, the wave counting immersion, would be this machine, this factory line where people came in one end, like complete beginner, and they came out the other side a consistently profitable trader. Right? That's like the ideal goal of a teacher. Here's a box, right? That's the course. You put them in one side, complete newbies, come out the other side, and they're making consistent money. Like, in other words, like broke can be a millionaire. Like that's like that's the desire of any teacher, right? To be able to transform somebody genuinely through your knowledge and experience, and you can systematize that in a sort of in an online course. But if that thing was like, look, I've got a Rubik's cube somewhere around here. Oh no, I left it back at my flat. Like if I was gonna, I've forgotten how to do it now. I could do it. I could do a Rubik's cube, and my record was I think my record was 50 seconds. Which for those of you who know about Rubik's cubes, That's nothing. Like the record's like fucking 2 seconds or something from some just fucking crazy kid. But for me, that was amazing, right? Learning how to do Rubik's Cube. If I made a course, not me, but if some like pro made a course, it doesn't take that long to learn like the basics. You could learn it in like, let's say, I don't know, it depends on how much time put into it. But for argument's sake, let's say you could make a course teaching you how to do a Rubik's Cube like quick, so it's like really impressive to people in a week, right? If you said to somebody, hey, do you want to learn how to solve this Rubik's Cube? Here's a course. In 1 week, you'll be able to do it. Here's what it is. That's not scary for people. Yeah, I can commit a week. That's really cool. Now imagine it's like, hey, do you want to learn how to trade? Yeah, I want to learn how to trade. All right. Here's a course that's going to take you a year, and you have to dedicate like what is it, like 4 hours a week or something? 4 or 5 hours a week, and it's going to take you a year. That is like, come on, that is now you guys who are on the Wave Counting Immersion course, you are not normal people, right? You have clearly decided like, yes, I want it that much. I'm willing to put that amount of work in because the destination, God, that destination is worth it, right? But, maybe you know this, you're not normal. Normal people, they want it now, they want it quick, they want it easy, they want no struggle. And, I'm saying, hey, I'm going to take you on a journey of the next year. The next guy is saying, hey, do you want to learn how to trade? Here's a course where you can learn it in 2 days. Now, we know that's bullshit, but they don't know that's bullshit yet. You know what I'm trying to say? So God, how many courses of these like little mini courses and books and whatever does someone go through, and they're still struggling like a year later, right? And I didn't want to produce something like that. I wanted something that could genuinely transform somebody, but the desire to do that makes that impossible to sell as an education platform business, which is going to be funding the King Silver project. It's like I was speaking to this professional marketer, and he was saying, you've got a problem, because I was like, yeah, but the course is amazing, and the students are loving it. And he's like, yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's too big. It's too big. And I was like, what? And he's like, can't you make like a quick short version? I was like, yes, I technically could, but it wouldn't deliver the results. There's like, you can't like, hey, learn how to trade in a weekend. You can't do it. There's God, you guys know, right? There's so much to learn. And I'm sorry, if you don't want to put the work in, if you don't want to learn all of the the personality of markets and market cycles, crowd psychology and market geometry, which is incredible, and then we're going to be going into order flow, So if you don't want to dedicate the time to learning this stuff, because the fruits, God, it is a superpower to be able to extract money from financial markets at will. What was that movie? Was it Batman versus Superman, or one of those ones where one of the guys turns to Batman and says, "What's your superpower?" And he just says, "I'm rich," right? But look, how many people want to learn how to play piano? How many people want to learn language? How many people want to everyone is capable of learning how to play the piano. Everyone is learning how to do anything, but it just takes that. First of all, that belief that you can do it. Often if you don't have the belief to do it, you won't even try. But if you have the belief and you just commit yourself, you will get there, as long as you have the right, guidance, and you are coachable and you do as you're told. Anyway. So sorry, I went off on a rant there. I didn't want to go off on a rant. The reason why was I wrote in the network, but so I'm splitting the. Long story short, I'm splitting the course up because it would make it more digestible and less scary for somebody coming in, right? So the first course that they will go through will be that foundation course, and kind of the way I'm thinking about it is like really, I'm thinking the foundation course is kind of like an operating system, the trading operating system, right? And the operating system is the environment within which you then run the applications. And I think when you have a course that teaches you a particular trading strategy using a particular kind of indicator and stuff, right? They're like applications, right? But if you try and run an application on the wrong on the wrong operating system, it's not going to work. And I think that this is I think what I think this is quite a nice approach to this, where the foundation course is going to be the operating system, like, and this is, as you know, massive on the risk management and the psychology and what trading actually is, and how to analyze and notice market structure, to notice trend changes. And then the module, probably the next module I'm going to create, which will be for that foundation course, will be how to look for trade setups, identify them, how to trade them, how to manage trade. So essentially it's like here's what trading is, here's how you trade technically, and then after that it's like, okay, now here's the applications that you can run on top of this operating system. And the first one, which is a beast but it's beautiful, is the wave counting immersion, is Elliott Wave Principle. And Elliott Wave Principle is one of these things, it's kind of like Marmite. There's people out there who don't understand it, they hate it, they say, oh, I tried it, it has, it's rubbish and stuff. And it's one of these things where it's like, Elliott Wave Principle is like, it's like a gun. If you give a gun to somebody who's never seen a gun before, and he goes, this is rubbish, like, I've got an axe here that's way sharper, this is rubbish, It's kind of like that. It's a tool and it has to be used in the right way. And I'm not going to preach to the choir. You guys are all on the wave counting immersion program. And then, the market geometry stuff is like another application that runs, and it runs on top of the Elliott Wave stuff. But you can see how, like, in the future, you can imagine we're going to have lots of different of these applications. And someone might, do you know what? I'm not really into Elliott Wave. I just don't like it, whatever. But I love market geometry. I love order flow. I love this. And people, look, this is going to happen to you as well. You might kind of, you've got your own like stack, your own technical analysis stack that you'll like. There's no like right or wrong. It's just what works for you. You might be a scalper, and Elliott Wave Principle is just, it's tough with scalping because scalping is just too quick. So someone who's like, who just loves the excitement of and like kind of the instant like results of whether it's in profit or not, but the instant like action result. Some people love that, right? They get bored with swing trading. And so if that's you, the Elliott Wave stuff, and with the macro analysis, if you even do that with scalping, fine. But the order flow stuff and also the market geometry is going to be way more effective for you, and that's what I think would be really cool, because then someone can come into the King Silver Academy ecosystem, the King Silver ecosystem, and whether they're a scalper or a long-term position trader, there's the operating system that teaches them how to trade, the psychology, the emotion, the how it's done, because most people don't know that. They don't understand. And this is why they lose money. They don't understand like risk analysis and risk management being the number one important thing. And then they can install the applications that matches the kind of trading that they want to do. That's kind of my thinking. So, God, sorry, I went off on a massive rant there. I didn't want to. I sort of didn't want to do that. GIF Jenner, yeah, GIF Jenner's not normal. GIF Jenner, I think the modules might be good so that people can find out if trading is really for them before diving in. Yeah, exactly. And a year course, it has to be expensive because of how much content there is. And like you said, like if someone doesn't know trading's right for them, it's like it's a big investment, So at least the foundation course can be a lot more approachable. And because look, you're right, you're absolutely right. Trading isn't for everyone. It's not for everyone. I wish I could say it was, and it has nothing to do with intelligence. It's nothing to do with that. The most intelligent people, doctors and God knows what, like they are terrible traders. Not generally. I'm just saying they can be terrible traders. It's not about your intelligence. It's about what's it about? Because if they do it right, then they'll be fine. But I don't know. I think some people. I think what it is, the people who really, really will struggle are the people who cannot, they cannot sit with the chaos. They cannot let go of having to be certain about everything. And it's like I talk about the probabilist, right? You have to become a probabilist. Your certainty has to be placed on the odds, like if you're a poker player or a blackjack player. And if you're the kind of person where you just can't do that, you need to know exactly what's going to happen, and you are getting into trading, looking for strategies that give you certainty, that you know price action is going to do this, and because you know, guess what happens? You don't take the necessary precautions. You don't manage your risk, because why would you manage your risk if you know? If I said I guarantee you, if you high five me right now, you're gonna win $1 million, and you're like, well, fucking sweet, you'll high five me in a second. But then like I'm like, only joking. Now you owe me $1 million. That was a terrible example, but I think you guys get the idea. So Scott says you can't not rant, Andrew. Come on, we love it. Yeah, but it's better if I rant about something interesting rather than like the course and why it should be broken up into different things. You know, at least get me ranting about something interesting. What else? Let me just test if this is working all right. Hang on. No, that's not working. All right, give me a second. Give me 1 second, guys. That should, hang on, this should bloody work. All right, let's test this now. Okay, ignore the soundtrack I'm going to choose. I'm not choosing it for a reason.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
That's too quiet.
No! No!
Can you hear that?
No!
Can you hear this?
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
Not play. Oh, I know it's not playing. Okay, cool.
No!
It's good that it's not playing. I'm laughing at myself because I can hear it. Okay, there we go. Okay. Like my Okay. Yeah, so my ambition is eventually this won't be me sitting in my studio on my own, because when you've got loads of other stuff you're doing, you have to shift your focus to the new thing, and by the time I'll sit down here and I'm trying to remember what are the settings again, how do you connect these things again. So my ambition is eventually we won't be just in a little studio, we'll have like a much bigger studio. I'll have a producer who will be with me, and his or her job is to do all that for me, and I won't have to worry about it. I just turn up and it's all done for me, and I won't have to just sit here like this and just like fiddle around with clicky things, audio output, do. But feel free to chat amongst yourselves, guys, while I just mess around. Oh, Scott says, we know God no. Oh, you did hear that? Oh. Now I don't understand why you heard. You shouldn't have been able to, according to. Give me a second, guys. I know this is not fun to watch. Almost done. Almost done. What are you guys up to tonight anyway? Are some of you guys in America? Or are you guys over on this side of the... Like, is it evening where you guys are? Is it daytime? Oh my... By the way, now I'm going to the gym. I'm going to be getting jacked. Jacked. So you're going to see me transform over the next, like, 6 months or so. Like, hey, guys. Right. Okay, that should work now. Let me just test this. I'll do the same one I did. Oh, okay.
No, God! No, God!
Okay, I can't hit.
No! No!
There we go.
God!
There we go.
No, God, please, no!
Okay.
No!
Is that too loud? I mean, it's a funny, annoying sound thing. But is it like the volume? Is it kind of like, you know, the same as my voice? Here's my voice. Blah 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 blah.
No, God! No!
So is it like the same as my voice? The level. Trader Joe says not too loud. Cool. Okay. Oh, I got you. You guys been chatting. What are you saying? Jif Jenner says, is the BTC uptrend about to change? That's what we're going to look at today. Netbroker says a character called Balaji, ex-CTO of Coinbase, has made a bet of $1 million that Bitcoin will be worth $1 billion in 90 days. Wow. He's made a bet with who? Who's he made a bet with? He's betted $1 million that... I mean... He's bet that Bitcoin will be worth $1 million in... I don't think that's going to... I think if he's bet that, he's going to lose $1 million. So no, I think he's wrong. Just because somebody is a CTO doesn't mean they know anything about market structure, market analysis. So I think he's wrong. But hey, if you're a Bitcoin holder and he's right, then happy days for you guys. But I think he's very, very wrong. Trader says it's definitely possible. I don't think Wave C or Wave 4 is invalidated yet. Yeah, I don't think so either. If price like really rockets up, then that does change everything, right? But it's really got to. Well, I mean, it could like just slowly climb up. But we're going to look at it. We're going to look at it today, and we can see what we can see what we think. Okay. Yeah, Scott says, "What's that Balaji guy smoking?" Scott's in America, cool. Shirley's in the UK. Sleeping after this, yeah, me too. Trader Joe's in the US. It's 4 p.m. there, okay. Volume's good, cool. It's lower than your voice. Probably good it's lower than my voice. The chat, oh yeah, the chat's not visible. Sorry, guys. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. So Master J, you're the visual engineer today. There we go. Yeah, sorry guys. Oh shit, wrong. Look at you guys. Oh, give me a hug. Sweet. Apologies for the Kathir SMR. Okay, we're gonna get into Bitcoin in a second. I'm gonna move away from the camera. In fact, I'll turn the mic off. All right. Yeah, you can see the chat now, right? It's backwards. I can't do it. All right. Yeah. Enough talking. Let's go into. Let's go into Bitcoin. Right. All right. What do you guys think of the? Sorry, this is not interesting to you guys. What do you guys think of the Decentralists font? I think I prefer the one before. Anyway, sorry, that's just the designer thing. Anyway, does it still work? That still works. Nice. Okay. What are you guys saying? Esther's in the UK. Cool. The sound is different on different gadgets. It's cleaner on my phone and sounding like your voice on it. Okay. Trader Joe says, not sure if anybody trades stocks here, but I made a fundamental bet on NYCB on the regional bank dump. They wound up buying out Signature Bank and pumped 40% today. Oh, so you went long, right? That's the case. Well done. Look at you. Nice one. Nice one. Very cool. All right. So, God, I moved the bloody laptop. Let me just. It's like a dongle that connects to an HDMI cable, which then connects to an Elgato video capture card. And let's go full screen. Just make sure nothing's closed. Right. How's the volume of the music, by the way? Is it too loud? Is it okay? I can turn it down a pinch if it's too much. I haven't actually touched the volume since last time, so it should be exactly what it was last time. And also, if there's any like requests, not for particular tunes, I can't do that because I'm using this Twitch soundtrack application. So this is all like royalty-free stuff. So if you guys get totally sick of the synthwave that I love, but you guys might like something else, feel free to make a request. And if it's a shit request, I'll ignore it. Trader Joe, volume's good for background music. Cool, perfect. All right, nice. So, it was Master J who suggested a potential ending diagonal, and I moved the laptop close to. Oh, so I can just relax a little bit. And this is not the ending diagonal that you suggested, Master J. And by the way, that's another thing. Yeah, so again, not this week probably because again, just get enough time to make it happen. But probably from next Monday onwards, I'll have the sort of the setup ready to bring people on, and right now I'll just bring right now in the bottom corner here. There's me, right? We can have someone else in the bottom corner over there. I've got this kind of half set up, so like there'll be like me over here on the left, and then somebody over there on the right. We can discuss things, and I haven't set the rest of it up. But, you get the idea. So I'm going to be bringing on Shaman to begin with, and we'll just be chatting. We'll be chatting about stuff, and I think it'll be fun because then it's just not me on my own, just kind of responding to you guys. It's me and someone else responding to you guys and discussing with each other, and then I want to bring you guys on. So if one of you have a chart you want to show me, or you want to show me a trade or something, rather than just just posting the chart or something, I'll say right. We'll talk on DM. We'll plan it, and I'll tell you how to connect, and then we'll go live together. And I think that'll be pretty cool. So that I'm hoping to have that ready, that the capacity, the ability to do that by next Monday. I'm just slowly working towards making this thing more, professional and cooler stuff to do. All right, let's just zoom out for a second. Let's just go back into the daily. Just adjust it more. Okay. So my macro wave count hasn't changed. Like I said in the previous wave count, when this came down so far, I started to think, do you know what? Maybe because the wave count I had was anticipating a wave 4 and then followed by another wave 5 up. But because we had such a deep wave 4, considering wave 2 was so sharp, it wasn't like epically deep, but it was a relatively deep wave 2, but it was a sharp wave 2. And I was saying to you guys, I would have, with the law of alternation, I'd have been expecting a more sort of drawn out wave 2. So when we got this really sharp move down here, especially when it broke this market structure here of the the wave 3's subwave wave 4, I started to think, I wonder if, you know, if that was wave 3, that's wave 4, and that's actually the end of this this fourth wave correction, and this is like the start of an impulse. But this did relatively stay within a corrective channel, and then, as you guys obviously know, we had this massive explosion up. So I just went back to the wave count that I had. So it's doing exactly what I've been saying I think it's going to do, for as long as I've been saying that I think this is a flat correction. And God, I forgot when I first, I think when we got this impulse up, right, that's when I was like, right, I think this is the beginning of an impulse. So it was like back here. Maybe you guys can correct me. And so far, it's been playing out that way. And so this area here is the I've got is the monthly point of control supply. I bring on the volume profile, and this is the monthly volume profile. So this is a month, right? This is the month of May 2022. So in this month, this is the last time price was kind of up in this region. You can see that I've basically, you see these bars here from here to here. This is where all of the volume was. Even though the point of control, this line here, was like that single bar is like the most volume. You know, don't get too caught up on a single bar. Like, look at all these bars, right? So much volume in this area. So this is now the area where I would expect for price to be hitting some support, for buyers to start taking profits, and for the bears to come in and start shorting and putting their stops, you know, above this volume. So all I'm saying is, so far the hypothesis that this is in this case a running flat correction, get rid of the pointer. A running flat correction, it hasn't been invalidated, and so far it seems to be playing out quite nicely. So I still believe I'm a bear. I'm still a big old bear. Trader Joe says I have no sound. I also have sound. Who's got no sound? Netbroker, no sound. Try refreshing. I don't know. Yeah, try refreshing, or try in a different browser. So, I still think we're heading down. And if we are heading down, where might we be heading down to? Well, we've now come up quite a bit, right? Now, I don't think this is the end of the move. I think we've still got another, like, push up or two, and we'll get to that in a second. But if we were to go up to, like, this area around here, then, you know, the first target for a fifth wave wouldn't even be breaking this level here. It would only be like 17,500. But, you know, that could happen. Could get like a failed fifth, right? Could come down, and maybe, you know, you've got this like this first warning line over here. That could happen. We'll see. And like, I suppose if that happened, I'd be highlighting maybe that as a energy point. And but look, I mean, if this is going to be the world's craziest banking collapse that, you know, that some people are talking about, it kind of makes sense that it would coincide with what the crowd psychology patterns are forecasting would be the final death crash of Bitcoin. And so if that happens, if it really does come down here, like, and it breaks this lower structure here, like if it does come down to this level here, that would create a beautiful reverse head and shoulders pattern, right? The left shoulder, the neck, the head, very deep. In this case, the right shoulder, sorry, neck, and then it would come down again. And, you know, we'll have to watch it and see if we get like a nice 5-wave structure and whatever, something to keep an eye on. But it depends how bad this crisis, this financial crisis gets, because you know, that would be the first target down here, and then the next target. Again, this is assuming that Bitcoin stops at, what did I say? Yeah, and this is the Fibonacci, the trend-based extensions. This is coming down from the beginning of the third wave to the third wave level, and then the third click is the fourth wave. We haven't completed that yet, so let's say it's just there, just for the sake of argument. Get to that in a second. Then the second target is going to be around 14,000, something like that. The next target is going to be 10,500, around that kind of level. So I'm kind of thinking down here, man. You see this level here, right? This level right here, which is that 12,000 number that I've been throwing around. This is, if it reaches this point, that means that the C wave, that means that C wave is 100% the length of wave A. Yeah. So this like wave A, wave B. So this length here of wave A, for wave C to be equal to the length of wave A, that's that level right there. So that's why I've got that as kind of a 12,000. So we'll wait to see if we get any sort of Fibonacci confluence with that, because obviously if price, you know, with that level there, if for us to get confluence, price would have to come right to that. Well, yeah, I think it's kind of in between. It'd have to really come up high, you know, to get a 61.8 to match that perfectly. Price would have to come up right up here. So but at this point, it's kind of just speculation. It's kind of silly, but wait and see what happens. So yeah, I'm looking at this supply zone, and let's look at some sliding parallels I've created. So we've got the I've kept this green pitchfork on the screen because price seems to be responding to it really well, even though like price broke down. It tried to poke out the bottom of it a few times, and it crashed back down, but it found really nice support on that first warning line, and then it kind of found some resistance at the median line over here, and after that, not so much, and it came back down here, so I created this sliding parallel, and it wouldn't have interacted with any kind of phase shift sliding parallels or mirror sliding parallel here. But I created this mirror sliding parallel here to mirror, because you can see here's the lower parallel, the upper parallel. So these would be mirrors, right? So I've put that as a mirror, and it would make sense now that we get another push up into this area, and then this mirrored sliding parallel might give us something interesting. And again, like price hasn't been recently responding to it like specifically too well, but I was thinking about getting rid of it, but I thought I'd just keep it on the screen. More interesting pitchfork, I think, might be the blue one, which is just a simple, like, because this is a modified shift pitchfork, whereas this is a regular. The blue one is a regular pitchfork, and we can see price came down, gave us that beautiful test, and then the retest, a beautiful entry. But I say a beautiful entry. There was no market structure that it was breaking here. So the stop wasn't too crazy. So it would have been a good entry, not a perfect entry, but it would have been a good what the late Timothy Morge called a corner trade in market geometry, because you're trading the corner of the pitchfork. And then price came up and just hit that median line, bounced off it, came back down, and kind of oscillated around it, and now it's blasted up, and it is it heading for the next upper parallel? Or, because it came back down from the median line and it stopped at this energy point, that's why I've drawn that right there, energy point between these two sliding parallels. Or it's a manufactured energy point, because I've obviously just added the two sliding parallels, but not quite an energy point. But, and then I've created the mirror, right? It's a mirrored sliding parallel up there. And so that is a level that I would be looking at, because the most recent price action is on this side, bouncing off the sliding parallel that I've created. That's the frequency that price is responding to, and so I've mirrored it up here into the mirrored sliding parallel. And so we've got these two sliding parallels that I'll be looking at, right? And then we've got this supply zone. So, and then if it really does like spike, I mean, if it reaches this upper parallel, that's like. Man, that's a really big expanding flat. I'll be honest, I'm not actually expecting that. I think if for this analysis for me to maintain my confidence in this analysis, I wouldn't expect it to come up any higher than this sliding parallel here. And this pitchfork, this red one, is just me plonking it down. I'm not like saying this is the top. I just plonked it down. Kind of just remind myself that that is, I'd be wanting to place a pitchfork as soon as we think we've got our top, and then we'd be starting to look for some corner trades. And let's say we did get like a move up there, little move up there, bang, there we go, right? That's the corner. Let's say that's the corner trade. Well, I'm just look at that. That would be the first energy point to be looking for if that was the case. Although I'd be expecting something a lot sharper than this, like a sideways movement like this, to be honest. So you know, I'd be expecting it to come down here. I really would. Like that, you know, for a big move like that, I would be expecting it to come all the way to the other side of this, and that's why we're looking at this like 10,000 range. But it's too early to say. It's just at this point, I'm just explaining kind of my wandering thoughts, right? My various hypotheses. I could be wrong, obviously, because I'm not an omniscient god. Hate to break it to you, but I am definitely not. So sorry. I'm gonna have a drink. I'm gonna mute the mic. There we go. Any questions before we dive deeper? I'm going to take it from your eerie silence that there are absolutely no questions. No, that was the wrong sound effect. I meant to play this one. That's what I'm getting from you guys. I'm also getting. Oh dear. Okay. Okay, well, yeah, let's go deeper, right? Let's have a look at some more recent price action. So, what's this? The 4 hour. Again, I'm not saying that I think this is it. Maybe. I mean, you know, again, I've just sort of done this really quickly. I think let's have some more resolution. This is the 1 hour, and so yeah. So I like this this pitchfork. This is just a modified shift. There are two there. What? Two. That's right. Here we go. Luke says, I saw a Swiss bank got bought out today. Do you think that more people will start to trust crypto? No, I don't think distrusting like financial institutions automatically means that people trust crypto more. I mean, it might lead people to want to investigate crypto. It's hard to say, man, because like, I mean, there's like, just in on the BBC the other day. Let me see if I can find it. Literally on the BBC the other day, on the front page of the BBC. My mouse gone. There it is. On the front page of the BBC was like this crypto scam. Oh, that's the wrong keyboard. Yeah, there was this crypto scam where like apparently it was the biggest crypto scam ever or something. It was some like one of those bot scams where it's like you're putting money in and it says there's a magical bot, trading, making you money, and then then there's a rug pull and steal all your money. So let me just come over here so you can guys see what I'm saying. But it wasn't today, it was the other day. And so like people who aren't into crypto yet, they might see that Credit Suisse crisis as a blow to Swiss stability. And so there's people who if they're not into crypto yet, they don't understand crypto, then unless they educate themselves, because there are scams in crypto like everywhere. Difficult to search. Then I don't think that would automatically mean that they would trust crypto more. Yeah, here we go. Thousands may have lost out to crypto trading app. There we go. That's what I saw. This was 2 days ago. And so this stuff's in the news all the time. Thousands of people are believed to have lost their savings after investing in a cryptocurrency trading app called iEarnBot. The money just disappeared. Roxana, not her real name, is from Romania. She says she lost hundreds of euros. Well, that's not too bad. I mean, for her it might be, but there's some of these scams, people lose their life saving. Especially with these fucking things like BitConnect was the big one. I should get some sound effects for that, actually. That's fucking hilarious. BitConnect. Same thing. It's like, oh, we've got a bot, a magical trading bot. Give us your money. And like, trading bots are a thing, but that's one of the easy scams for people who don't understand crypto and trading and all this kind of stuff. And so you put your money in, and the screen says you're earning money, and then at some point they just pull the rug, and they've just got millions of dollars. Luke says, as a safer place to keep their money. I don't think so. I mean, think about, you had UST, you had Luna like just crash. USDC depegged recently. Like, I don't think the financial crisis, the banks kind of crashing will automatically make people trust crypto more. I don't think those are like, it doesn't equate like that. There will be a percentage of people who look, Bitcoin started because of the financial crash of 2008. Like, it actually coded. It was Satoshi Nakamoto encoded in the first Genesis block. I believe it was a headline from the Wall Street Journal or something about the bailouts, the government bailouts of the financial institutions. So, in other words, baking into Bitcoin the values, the reasoning behind Bitcoin is a solution to the corruption and the corruption inherent in a centralized financial system. But there will be a percentage of people who go crypto, that's it, like curious, and they'd want to learn more. And once they learn more, they will know that yes, it's the Wild West, and yes, there are scams out there. If you go out into the Wild West where there's no police and sheriffs, and you gotta have your guns on you, you gotta have your wits about you. If you're an idiot, you're gonna get killed. It's kind of like that, right? But if you've got your wits about you, you're knowledgeable, you've got your revolvers, you're a sharpshooter, it's a free and open land, and you can look after yourself, and you can make some money out there. And the money you do make, as long as you understand how to secure it properly, it's yours and no one can touch it. Okay, let's go back to so this is the macro. So this is, according to this wave count, the fifth wave of the minute. And now, so this is the minute here. Is it better if I zoom in? I guess so. That's fine. I should probably zoom the camera in a bit anyway, isn't it? Because you can see mostly just my monitor. I can't reach the camera. Next time I'll zoom in. I think. So this is a funky. I'll admit, this is a funky wave count. You might have seen me do this on Thursday, where I've got wave 1, 2, 3. See the volume. 4, and there's little pokey 5, and like a 5 with a failed fifth within it. So it just looks really funky. But that's the. I'm just following the volume and corrective versus impulsive structure. And so it's like a failed fifth within a failed fifth. It's funky. And I'm not proud of it, but that's what I've got. And then I've got I think that's a leading diagonal wave 1. We can go down into a lower time frame to have a look, but I'm pretty sure I did that as a leading diagonal wave 1, 2. And then I've got a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see the volume here in the third wave of the third wave. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the third wave, and then you've got I've got here a fourth wave correction. And then this is I've got this as the fifth wave. And yeah, it was Master J who the idea in my head about maybe we're looking at like there's going to be an ending diagonal, and I love ending diagonals because they usually signal like you can get ending diagonals. Yeah, you can get ending diagonals in any wave. You can get it in a inside any wave in the subwave structure. So you can have it in the fifth wave of the first wave, the fifth wave of the third wave, but it happens most at the end, right? Happens the most at the end. So the fact that if this wave count is correct, is the fifth wave of the fifth wave of the fifth wave, it would be fitting that we would get an ending diagonal. It would be fitting. It would make sense because of what an ending diagonal means in terms of the crowd psychology, what that pattern represents in terms of the turning of the tide. And so this is the 1 hour. If we go down into the 5 minutes and get a little bit messy, right? So let's get that small. So is that the whole thing there? I think so. Starting 5 o'clock the 15th. Down here, yeah. Okay, so about kind of starting there. So what's interesting is bring the volume up here. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, or can you like stuff on Twitch? I can't remember. But if you're watching on YouTube, hit like button in the face. And if you're not subscribed or following, do that. Otherwise, you're a loser. Oh, and also, if you're watching on YouTube, go on Twitch and follow on Twitch if you have a Twitch account, because then the magical algorithm elves will prove. Okay, so this is the 5 minute. I don't think we need to go into the 1 minute. In fact, I'm going to go to the 20 minutes. Quick, check this out. Probably enough for now. That isn't really helping us. We can get rid of that. Okay, so I've got it starting. What did I say? Okay, no, here we go. Okay, so I'm saying this might be the fifth wave. So we can see there is a corrective upward moving structure here, right? We can see that. And I'm just noticing it and saying, oh, that's interesting. And with an ending diagonal, we have a corrective impulsive structure, and that's what you would expect, right? So what do we have? Let's just look at what we've got. This looks like it's all overlapping. So without going into any sort of detail, this looks like it's some form of, it looks corrective. Could it be a leading diagonal? Sure, yeah, could be. But you can see it's not like a right. We can first look at that tool actually. We can see it's kind of contained, right? It's channeling, or it's if it's a leading diagonal, it might be forming like a triangle pattern. It's not your your impulsive. Oops, shit. It's not your impulsive structure that we tend to see, right? Like Kennedy's channeling technique. We're not seeing like a nice base channel, etc., etc., etc. So So that means that's either a leading diagonal or it's a part of a correction. So we'll get to that in a second. And then it launches up. We get this beautiful volume. And by the way, can you see when I changed from the 5 minute to the 20 minute, we got a lot more distinctive volume, because we, you know, I'll do it again. Go back into the 5 minute. This volume is not really helping us now, right? In the time frame that we're kind of analyzing, because there's too much data, and so it's just showing us like all the intricacies of that, you know, of all those intricate moves. And you know, for this time frame, look at these bars. This is kind of what we would want to be like really there. That's kind of what we're looking at for a 5 minute, because now this is kind of useful for us. But when you're really zoomed out like this, and these bars are just crunching together, it's too much data, and the volume isn't really helping us. And that's why I decided to zoom out to the 20 minute, because now it condenses all that information together, and now we get a much more helpful volume analysis. Right? It's much more helpful. So now we see volume. Boom! There's the peak there. Right? That's the peak. There's what we'll get to that in a second. That's the peak here, and we get a nice divergence. Nice divergence there compared to. Oops, divergence there. Right? Beautiful. And so that is in keeping with a wave 1, 2, 3, or 3, 4, 5. So that could that be an impulse? But if that's an impulse, then that kind of gets rid of our idea that this is a ending diagonal, because the ending diagonal has a corrective structure here. So we'll get to that in a second. So the hypothesis is this an ending diagonal? But we have to sort of investigate the subwave structure of this. Oops, sorry. So first of all, is this a leading diagonal? Let's have a look. Leading diagonal also leading diagonal. This is why I fucking hate leading diagonals, because it can have a corrective structure, corrective impulse structures, or it could have regular impulse structures. But this move up is corrective, right? That's corrective down. And this is corrective. So this, let's just start with the idea that this is a leading diagonal. So from there, I mean, it's not really. I mean, it's not beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, then a short 5. I'd want the 5 to go higher. But okay, that could work. And let me just see what the Fibonacci retracement would be. So it's very shallow, just past the 38.2, just quite hit the 50. Or this is or yeah, I'm just playing around. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we've got like a running flat. A bit messy though. That's there. That would be making it a more sort of clean 38.2. Kind of forced though. It's not very clean. Like, but you know, we want to see like a leading diagonal. You know, something a bit cleaner. Oops, shit. Look. Master J. Maybe the first part of that leading diagonal was part of the previous correction. Yeah, yes, it's a impossibility. It's just we'd want another move down. It's kind of weird, right? Because here's the move down. This looks impulsive. Correction, impulsive. Without going into detail. So that would be like a W, an X, and then where's the Y? So I'm not going to lean on that, Master J. I'm not going to lead with it. Could we end up there? maybe. But I'm not leading with it. If that was the case, if that's a wave 1 and a very shallow wave 2, then we would expect, and it's like a shallow and quick wave 2, we'd expect a deep and drawn out wave 4, and that isn't what we get in that move there. 3, that'd be the 4, I suppose, wouldn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. But this would be, look at this, like that. Like that all like it's part of like the same thing with a little poke down here, but generally I'd even so let's see what the retrace what that would be. Master J says that poke down looks like a stop loss hunt. No, I don't think so, because like why would there's no market structure under which price like obvious price level where stop losses would be. Well, actually, I mean, look, there's these two double bottoms here. The price kind of inches down there anyway, so I see what you're saying. Like the reason for that, for me to think that's a stop loss hunt, you'd want to see price break down and then launch upwards. You know what I mean? Like break down, launch upwards. But it hasn't done that. So maybe it was an attempt at a stop loss hunt, but then sellers just kept pushing the price down. Maybe because look, you've got these double bottoms, right? You know, and then price came up and broke this market structure here. So yeah, it could be, but it's not like an obvious, you know, candidate. I'm thinking that just without it, it would be a nice channel. Yeah. And I think I would do the same. I'd do the same. I'd still look at it. Looks really nice. But I'll get to that in a second. So where's my shit wrong? Where's my Elliott Waves? Okay, so this whole thing is a minuet. And so we're looking for this first wave being the sub minuet. That's the move here, I think, right? Yeah. I'll place this properly in a second. Let's just put this there. Okay. So I'm thinking, could that be the third? We'll get to that in a second. Again, I haven't put any thought into this. Third could be higher, whatever. I'll get to that in a second. This is sub minuet, so then below that. Thing is, for this to be an ending diagonal, right? Be something like that. We would be expecting this first wave to be corrective. If it's not corrective, then I wouldn't be looking at this as an ending diagonal. And you know, if we in fact we draw the base channel, the only thing that I don't like about this, obviously, it's messy. It's a leading diagonal. Fucking hate leading diagonals, but it hasn't given us a deep correction to really disassociate the impulse from the correction. Right? Now I know a leading diagonal isn't technically an impulse. It's its own thing, right? Because like technically, I don't use this language, but in Elliott Wave you have what's called a motive wave, and then under the category of a motive wave you have impulse waves and diagonals, like leading diagonals, ending diagonal. But I don't think it's necessary to complicate it like that. I just call them impulse waves corrections. It's a much simpler way to think about things. But technically, it's under the category of a motive wave. But I don't like the fact there's no correction. It's just sort of correcting upwards with not much correction. Again, could be the case. All good. Could be the case. But it could be the case that was it Master J brought up, where this is all part of the same. This is all part of the same correction. You know, all part of the same. This is all part of this messy corrective move. Anyway, let's run with this for now. The thing is with leading diagonals, that poke up there doesn't happen. So I've got to stick with that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's say. All right. So if we're starting at bum. So I guess we got to go there, and then 1, 2, 3. There. It's going to be micro divergence we'd expect between the 3 and the 4, but that's impulsive. If that is the case, then I would want to get rid of this idea that this is, so just looking at the wave structure. I'm not seeing an obvious correction. You could argue that's a correction, and then you could argue that's a W and an X, and then this is a Y, a W, a tiny little X, and then a Y, an A, B, C. Oh, that was it. I was going to draw a base channel, wasn't I? Doesn't really help us. But then this would give us a very shallow wave too. Yeah, what the hell? I mean, that is an epically shallow wave too. No. I refuse. I refuse to believe. That's not a wave 2. That's not a wave. At least not a wave 2 of the only way that could be a wave 2 is if it's the wave 2 of a leading diagonal. An ending diagonal, sorry. So I think sometimes analysis is like it's like you're a detective, right? And you're in the crime scene and you're looking at the murder weapon, and there's a clue here, there's a mark on the concrete here, and there's a there's a little scratch there, as a and like you're watching like Columbo or something like that. And so analysis isn't always doing and drawing. Sometimes it's just looking and just letting your subconscious do its thing, which is actually partly that's how the creative process actually happens. You input information, like looking at charts, input information, but at some point you've got to just stop. You've told your subconscious what you want it to do, and it's doing the work. And like when you have an idea, an inspiration, where's that idea coming from? Where is the idea coming from? You have an idea, right? It's rising up from the subconscious, being presented. It's like the work's all being done. You've got like a powerful processor, you know, that's like working away. That's where ideas come from. Let's step back a second. This tune's by the same band who does that tune that I always start the stream with. The band's called Essenger. That's actually how I found that tune, because I found this tune. I was like, oh, this is cool. When I found the band, I found that tune. I was like, oh, that'd be a wicked tune to have as the intro tune. But that's why I link on the actual intro thing that you can actually see on the top left. I actually say who they are because I want them to get some credit, you know, obviously. The volume that you expect in a third wave. You've got our divergence in the volume coming up. Got the divergence in the RSI. We've got beautiful divergence in the MACD histogram. We've got divergence all across the board, which is what you expect to see between the third and the fourth wave. You guys have seen me go on about that. Marcus says, from your pink 1, could it still be in pink 2? Pink 1, pink 2. Oh, you mean this one here, right? Meaning this whole thing is an upwards moving wave 2? Is that what you're saying? So you're saying the whole thing is wave 2, like, or it could be like a what is it? Like a running flat. That's wave 2 there. Is that what you're saying, right? Marcus, sorry. Because you wrote pink 1 and 2 in normal numbers, whereas this is Roman numerals, right? So an I and 2 I's. No. Okay, well, what do you mean? Pink 1 and 2. From your pink 1, could it still be in pink 2? But isn't that what you mean here? Or is it still, you think it's still in an upwards moving wave 2? Is that what you're suggesting? I mean, it can happen. It can happen. So I'm saying, oh, it's not wave 2. Can happen. It can happen. I'm sort of projecting my biases on it, I suppose. Still in pink 2, about to go down. Still in pink 2, about to go down. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're saying it could be a flat correction. So A, B, C, or, you know, a correction, and then a correction up here, and this is like, so you're saying like a flat correction. You're saying, then this would be like the expanding flat correction or something like that. Is that what you're suggesting? Not a bad idea. It's not bad. Interesting. or this is the first wave, so we're going to get like an extended fifth wave. But that doesn't solve our problem, because then we go back to the start of, well, if this is all an impulse, we've got a little wave 1 there, and then 1, 2, 3 with that, then that makes this a fourth wave rather than a first wave, and then, but then what the hell's going on here? that's a kind of a corrective move up there. Yeah, so it's much more likely to divergence again, but perhaps that's wave one, and then Master says that would mean it's a massive wave 5. Yeah, and I just don't think so. And also because this is a modified shift and price has started to break out below this this lower parallel, which isn't a deal breaker. That volume. Wave. It's not really any market geometry you can do on a smaller time frame because of all this mess here. You can't really pick a pitchfork to sort of project onto here, so we've just got this modified shift here. And I'll tell you what we could do on the lower time frame, just for shits and giggles, to see if we get anything interesting. And then if we shift that, check the modifier. No. Okay. That would be an inside pitchfork, right? Because I'm sort of deciding what the geometry is, and so we've got this beautiful kind of enclosed movement. Again, it could be finding a pattern in clouds. Doesn't necessarily mean it's interesting. Although, really, what that could also mean is that could be just we keep this. This is the furthest extension outside of the lower parallel that we've got, and it would make a really nice phase shift sliding parallel. Probably a safer thing to do, because then it's not just like me just having a complete stab in the sliding parallel. Let's just number it 5. And then the phase shift would take us to that there. So it's not quite the same as doing that. But we would have placed this sliding parallel there, and then we get a perfect bounce on the phase shift. A perfect bounce on the phase shift, and that shows this geometry is giving us something. Right? We've got you see that got a really nice multi-pivot line going from, you can see there, right? Resistance above, support, support, breaks down, resistance. So there's a line there, multi-pivot line, and price came down. If at the time, if you were following this, then multiple opportunities to get in to take profit at the median line. Break down past the lower parallel, breaks up above it. You place the sliding parallel there, and then you can use it as a mirror if price gets up there. Something to look out for. But as price breaks up, the first thing is going to be the sliding. I should hang on a second. That is a mirror. So that's a mirror. A phase shift. Sorry, guys. A phase shift would be if it was there. And funnily enough, we still get some frequency there. Look at that. So that's going to be it's a phase shift. This is a mirror. Sorry. So we still get some price responding to some sort of interesting geometry here. So I like this pitchfork. That's interesting. We place this pitchfork as well. So we've got multiple things going on. That one was there. Okay, so it's a modified shift. I'm going to change the color of this one to green. So if you remember, the shift is, I use it for a weakening trend. So I do like the ending diagonal hypothesis. I do like it. Don't need that lower parallel just yet. Let's just keep it. But we are breaking down below this lower parallel. So we bounced off the lower parallel again. And then we've failed to reach the median line again. I don't think sliding parallel. And so now this green one is the one that I'd want to be looking at. But I think we can have a green sliding parallel. So it furthest out it got towards the upper parallel. Straight, isn't it? I should have some sliding parallel templates to make it easier, but I should do that at some point. Sliding parallel is number 6, whatever. So that's the maximum excursion. Is that straight? Almost. And then the phase shift would take us out here. Is that right? Hang on. The mirror would be here. That's not giving us anything. So the phase shift would be out here. Is that right? Well, no, sorry. The first phase shift would be here. And that is exactly where price came down to. So didn't help us there. Is that right? Is that exact on the money? Yeah. And that is where price stopped. And again, so we've got these beautiful phase shifts. And then to continue the same phase shift frequency, we would then come out here. Which is kind of close to that blue one. Sorry. These have now got to be changed. Change the color. It's getting a bit sliding parallel heavy. I'm not going to keep all of these. Yeah, it's too messy. Yeah. Not keeping that one. Yeah, not keeping that. Because this one was already given us the maximum excursion above the median line, so that's not, we're not going to, don't need that. And this is the phase shift of that. Well, if price breaks down below here, we can explore that. Okay, so back to us looking at this as a hypothesis. So, you know what? Like, I'm gonna play with Master J's idea that this is all corrective. This is all correction, right? All here. All of this, right? This is all a correction, and then we've got an ABC, right? An ABC correction, ABC wave 3. And we've got most of the volume in that wave 3, and then if that is the case, then we've probably, well, either we've got like another more of this 4 to come, and then we're going to find out again if this is a leading ending diagonal. We're going to find out whether this is a contracting diagonal. So or an expanding one like that. I mean, another argument is that's the 3, and this is that is the 4, or the 4 is still unfolding here, right? That could be like a triangle 4, right? So you can see a corrective structure here, A, B, C, D, E, let's say, and then you get the final move up. That's a possibility as well. So I think there's just in fact, these sliding parallels are just confusing. Let's get rid of them. Just don't need them right now. So we are getting this kind of corrective structure. Get rid of this. I'm gonna go with the idea that we've got an ending diagonal, and this is what I'm gonna go with based on. I'm gonna go with A, B, C. Is that right? And then that's a wave 1. Corrective wave 2. Without going into all the detail, this all looks beautifully corrective. And then we've got wherever that ends. So WXY or ABC correction, ABC, no, and then ABC. Let's say ABC again, could be there, be here. Too early to say right now without more investigation, but corrective. That looks impulsive, corrective, impulsive. So that is either the 4 or it's the subwave, you know, ABC, W, and then X, although I'd have to go impulsive. That could be an A, a B, and then another impulsive up here. So that could be, which would imply that that is the 4th wave. And then an A, a B, and then we've got the final C up, which would be our 5th wave here. I'm gonna lead with that. What do you guys think? I'm gonna lead with that. Corrective structure. It's broken above the corrective structure. So I'm gonna lead with that. Volume 3rd wave, lots of volume in the 1st wave, which you get in an ending diagonal. Showing signs, it's showing weakness because it's responding to a shift pitchfork. It's kind of hugging the lower parallel of this regular pitchfork. We're seeing the divergences. So if that is the case, let's zoom out. That would have us at, this is correct, this, say there. 3. That means we've got one more push up here if that is the case. Let's make that. Oops. Trader Joe, yeah, that bearish volume divergence is pretty clear. Right, it's interesting, isn't it? And so if that is the case, right? If that is the case, and we're expecting a strong word, but you know, if it was to come up here, for example, that's 28,780, 28,780, 28,780, 28,780. That takes us right up to the edge. 28,000, yeah, right up to the, literally to the roof of this point of control supply area, literally to the roof. Like the way I've marked it here, the floor is 28,818, 28,818, 28,8, just here, literally just here. That's the roof. There. That's the roof right there. So also coincides with that. Okay. Because that means we're looking for a short, right? What's interesting, what's cool is this is the kind of trade setup where you can be wrong a bunch of times. Like, because if you get, again, this is not about taking a complete stab in the dark of like, let's say price comes up here and then bang, shorting. You could do that, but it's not, you want to wait for some because you want to wait for some confidence, because take a step back, this could be, an upwards moving correction, another blast up, whatever. So we'd want to wait for, here's what I'd want to wait for. If it does that, I want to wait for price to at the very least break some market structure. Right? Here's our market structure. There's that level. That's the next one there. And then we've got these ones here. The next big one would be that one. And so to get some more confirmation that we've got a change in the market structure, we'd want to see something like that. We'd want to see some change in market structure. So, but look, I mean, if you're the kind of trader you want to just really, if you want to try and just take a stab at that top, the reward to risk ratio is insane. Is absolutely insane. It's the kind of trade where you can have a pop at that, and it's not not crazy, because you could place your stop, just sort of up here a little bit, and then if you're thinking it's going to come down here, that's like right there is a 24-to-1 reward to risk ratio. Now again, this isn't my trading style, but you can get that wrong 22 times and still make money. Is what I'm trying to get at, right? But it's kind of a stab in the dark, literally. Like there's nowhere to, where would you place your stop loss? There's no market structure to place your stop loss behind. Well, there is, but the next market structure is way up here, right? And again, when you factor in the reward to risk ratio, if you got there, for example, if you're expecting it to come down to, at the very least down here, then that's still a very nice reward to risk ratio. That's it's more than 3-to-1, but that's a big swing trade, and that depends on your kind of trading style. But I think it's unnecessarily big. I don't think it has to be that big. You could do that. Wouldn't be a bad trade. Wouldn't be a bad short. But I like being a little bit more surgical, right? And so what I would prefer is to have price action play out. And first of all, I want to see divergence between the third wave and the fourth wave. I mean, it looks like we're going to get that. There's just no volume here. So this climbs up with no volume. I mean, man, it like I said I wouldn't make that trade. But I love ending diagonals, and this would be an ending diagonal, the fifth wave of a fifth wave. Well, this would be the fifth wave ending diagonal of a fifth wave of a C wave. Where is my C wave? Yeah, of a C wave of fourth wave. And I made that call before in the community when we were on the Discord. So it wouldn't be a bad trade. It's like if you got stopped out, it's like, yeah, fine, but it's like a 20-1, 30-1 reward to risk ratio. I mean, well, depending on where you put your stop. Let's have a look. So I suppose if you had, there's like a first warning line here. So, okay, the way we've got to think about this is we've got to take a step back and go, okay, what if we're wrong? What if we're wrong? What if this is not an ending diagonal? What could it be? Well, this could be an upwards moving fourth wave. Upwards moving fourth wave, right? We've got wave 1, 2, third wave, and this is an upwards moving fourth wave. Let's say like a running flat, because you've got a correction here, and this might be this. You could argue this is an impulse here, and this could be the first wave and a correction of the final fifth wave. So you've got first wave. So you could have a first wave. First wave, and then boom, third wave correction, and then we get a final, hit that median line, and then we get a final move up. So that could be a thing, right? And so if you were the kind of trader where you want to take, based on this analysis, you want to take a short, let's say, and you place your stop blades up here, and you do get stopped out, well, the reward to risk ratio is such that it's kind of okay. You took a stab, didn't work out, all good. It turns out to be what that other hypothesis that I just sort of played with. Cool. Well, then you wait, you let that fold out, play out, and then you'd wait for that. You'd want to wait for confirmation to come back down, break some market structure, and then pull back up in a corrective, and then you can find the next shorter opportunity. That's valid as well. Again, there's no right or wrong here. You play to your own strengths, the kind of trading style that you like to do. What do you guys think? What are you doing, Master J? What are you looking for? You're looking to potentially try and pinpoint, absolutely surgically pinpoint the top here, assuming that this analysis is correct? Or do you want to wait for confirmation, which would be because if it does play out like this, what would happen is a sharp move down, which breaks this market structure. And then we would be expecting, let's say first wave, second wave, third wave, fourth wave, and then we expecting like a corrective move back up, and then that's when this pitchfork would come into play. We would expect like a sharp move down, break the market structure, and then we'd expect, we'd want to see like a corrective move back up, and then that's when you're going to be looking for what the late Timothy Morge called a corner trade, much safer. And look, what distance are you really? What you're losing out on that much? So they're both valid ways of doing things. But then you might not get that. You might get a explosion down, and you might never catch the entry. That's the danger, right? And because we've got an ending diagonal, which is a really interesting opportunity. If we were to miss that and just get a huge pullback, and it never comes back and touches the lower parallel, you got to wait for a different kind of opportunity. You got to go into lower time frames, look for a different pitchfork opportunities, etc., etc. So because I like ending diagonals, I like this. That's what I'm saying. I like it, and so it wouldn't be terrible. But again, always manage your risk, because whenever you are engaging in something that has more risk to it, like this, you have to play accordingly. Don't go big, and when I say go big, you never risk more than 2% of your entire account on any particular trade. And if you're not yet profitable, provably, is that even a word, to yourself, you don't even risk 2%. I wouldn't even risk 0.5% if you're still learning. Never risks 2% as a general rule ever anyway. But if you're not profitable yet, don't be risking 2% each time, because then it's like a death by 1,000 cuts. Risk 1%, risk 0.5%. Right? But I'm saying if you were to, if your trades were to change in terms of 0.5% or risking a percent based on what you believe the probability of the trade is, if there is more risk associated with the trade, which would be kind of like this, just factor that into your position sizing. Trader Joe says some additional confluence price is at the top weekly Bollinger Band, and at the bottom band is at 12,845. Interesting. Can you post a link, Trader Joe? Post a link to go into your chart and grab the link for your chart. because I don't use Bollinger Bands. I used to play around with them, but it's just, and maybe someone can convince me to get back into them. I know some people, they really they love Bollinger Bands. They're really powerful for some people. And I used to use them. I used to focus on trend lines and Ichimoku clouds and Bollinger Bands as well. But once I discovered, crowd psychology and market geometry, I just went in that direction. But I could be convinced otherwise if you guys want me to get into Bollinger Bands at some point. But yeah, Trader Joe, if you've got a chart with that, show us. I'll put it on the screen. Master J says, I'm thinking also that the current move down and slight correction could already be a changed trend. Interesting. Things will be more clear tomorrow morning. So we're getting this little push up now, right? Just relatively little volume. So yeah, I mean, these are the hourly bars, so it's, this push up, yeah, we're going to know more really in the early hours of tomorrow. So, and that's the thing, like, I'm not and can't, when I start trading again, I can't be trading all day because I've got all the other things working on for the Kingssilver project, my own trading, learning that I'm doing, building the course, obviously. So yeah, so that's why I've allocated 2 hours per day. And if there aren't any trades in those 2 hours, I'm sure there will be, but like, for example, if this happens in the early hours of the morning, it's not going to be a trade for me, but it might be for you guys. So hopefully this is kind of helpful, just kind of showing my thinking. So it's just gone 10 o'clock my time, which means we've been going for 2 hours. So I'm going to wrap it up there. I think it's quite a nice place to wrap up. So if I was staying awake until 2-3 in the morning, I was watching this, and price came up higher, and we still kept more divergence, could you take a stab at a short with how for this to be invalidated as an ending diagonal? I just wouldn't expect the fifth wave to come up. I wouldn't expect it to explode up like up here, right? So if you were to, you could place a short entry there and have the stop lights just super tight. I mean, even like, and if you did that, and you're expecting, but you're looking for it to go down to like 12,000 something. That reward to risk ratio is like 32 to 1. So again, you can make those trades, get it right, get it wrong 25 times, and you're still making a boatload of money. So that's these particular kind of trades where it's okay. It's like you are taking a gamble because there's no confirmation that the trend has changed. So you are taking a gamble, but it's a gamble with a reward to risk ratio of like 30 to 1. So you can see it's a different kind of trading. You understand that you are taking a gamble because there's been no confirmation, no confluence other than what we think could be an ending diagonal. But you understand that, and you understand that, yeah, it could be wrong. And you're not going to be upset if you're wrong, because the chances are you probably are wrong, let's say. But you factor that in. Your position sizing is adequate considering that you're taking a gamble. But the risk reward ratio is such that if you are right, it more than makes up for the 10 or even 20 times you could be wrong on these particular kinds of trades. But again, I'm not saying, this isn't financial advice. This is for entertainment and information and educational purposes only. But for some people who like just taking like lots of little stabs like that with these big reward to risk ratios, and they don't mind just like little losses, they're totally cool with that, then this might be an interesting one. But there's many traders, they don't like that. It's just they don't like that idea of taking the stabs in the dark, and they'd want to wait for the more some break in some market structure, and then they want to see a corrective pattern up, and then that's more comfortable because now you've got a bit of confirmation. That's also valid. And you know, when I'm trading and watching it, that's actually what I want to see, you know. So yeah, let's wrap it up there. That's me for today, and we're going to be back here tomorrow at the same time, 7 p.m. UK time, and we'll see what's happening. We'll see where we are tomorrow. So I'll leave this on the screen, not just so we remember what we were hypothesizing, what we were playing with, and we'll see. Let's give it a 30-to-1 ratio, about there. Yeah, we'll leave it there. So yeah, let's wrap that up for today. So cool, that was a good session. So what's my plan for tomorrow? Schedule, lists. But I'm getting very organized. It feels really, really cool to be getting this organized. So if I go to my schedule tomorrow, cool, okay. There's my to-do list. Okay, so I'm going to be creating the Founders Club tomorrow. We're going to be switching over to kingsilver.network tomorrow, and some other things, lots and lots of things. And yeah, and then we'll be back at 7 p.m. UK time, or whatever time that is for you guys, wherever you are in the world. All right, so as we wrap up, I want to see an emoji that reflects your feelings about the week to come. And I want, there's only 7 people watching. I keep forgetting to send out newsletters to people to tell them that the stream's happening and where to go. So you guys are just like the dedicated few. I want to see at least 4. I've got 3. I need 1 more. Wrap up. Still only got 3. I need 1 more. Come on, guys. 1 more emoji. Then I can wrap it up for the day. There we go. Cheers, Tony. All right. That's it for the day. Where? All right, cool. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys in the network, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's stream. See you guys.